Well, it goes without saying that I've had a fairly busy weekend into the week. Quite a roller coaster we had with some bad luck through the middle of last week into the weekend. And then obviously we started to come out of that tailspin with Sweet on Pete winning her Sire Stake division. So a number of people asking questions. We didn't do all the barns this weekend, so I didn't get to every horse specifically. Now, I talked about every horse, but there were a couple that I had missed. And I wanted to, before I answered anybody, I wanted to get the lowdown, so to speak, from the trainers. So one horse in particular I want to talk about was Twinkle and Hereye. I talked to Johnny last week. Now, Twinkle and Hereye raced okay. Throughout the summer, it looked like she'd come forward. The only reason I'm not super optimistic about it is because we also watched Century Invictus, who was on the same path, come forward in a big way. So what was the difference between the two? And I think overall it might have just been soundness. Twinkle and Hereye went to the vet. Johnny had told me she's on the right line a little, over on the left shaft a little bit on the right line. So you would think that there was something on the right side. There wasn't a ton found, which is good, but at the same time, why was she on the line, and is it now better? Has it dissipated? It didn't. Now, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't pronounced. It wasn't, oh my God, she's lame. It wasn't that. But at the same time, when you're racing horses, they have to be good. So, as I said, we sent her to the vet. Nothing was found. Some minor work done that we were hoping would alleviate what we saw, what Johnny saw in the filly. And it did a little bit, but not quite. So from all the information that I got from Johnny, from the vet, from the caretaker, I would suspect that it was likely a right hind ankle, maybe right knee issue with the filly. Nothing serious. Both were x-rayed, both were negative. But at the same time, where there's smoke, there's fire. And we've talked about this before. When the horses are speaking, you'd better listen. And ultimately, looking at the rest of the schedule for Twinkle and Hereye, I wanted to take a look and see, is it logical to continue moving forward when we've rested horses for the similar amount? Now, she's shown a little bit more, right? That mile in Georgian was a great mile. She's been in 57. It looked like she's taken a lifetime mark. It looked like she was going down the right path, maybe just not quick enough. So, I wanted to take a couple of days and think about it, talk to Johnny some more about what he's seeing on the ground. Maybe talk to the caretaker and say, hey, what's going on with the filly? And I didn't get to connect with Deb this weekend, who takes care of Twinkle and Hereye. But after speaking with Johnny, the veterinarian, and mulling it over, I think the best thing to do is maybe just turn the filly out. This is a filly that has a full sister win in 51, made $350,000. She's out of a sister to Courtly Choice, and Better Than Cheddar. So you're talking about a regally bred filly. The residual value as a broodmare is high. She got a lifetime mark as a 2-year-old. She put a tiny amount of money away at 2, not much, but a tiny amount, and has shown some speed. Ultimately, aside from that side of the equation of the filly, she does have talent. She's shown she has speed, and obviously there's some things that are bothering her. So one, there's no need pushing forward. The only risk you're making is a couple of dollars on the other side of that coin is injuring her. So giving her some time off, bringing her back. I think this is a filly that is proven, well, both with her breeding and with her attitude, I guess, also, and her ability on the track, that she's well worth waiting on. So I was a little hesitant. I did want to think this over. I wanted to get a complete, clear picture of Twinkle and Hereye, but from what it seems to me right now, I think we'll probably just shut her down, give her maybe 3 weeks in the stall, just to make sure that in case something was brewing, that it cleans up, it fills in, and we're not looking at maybe her getting hurt in the field. And secondly, just turn her out, let her play in the grass for the rest of the fall. So 3 weeks in the stall, and then I would say a good 6, 7, 8 weeks in the field for Twinkle and Hereye. Makes sense to me. I assume it makes sense to you. 1, we're protecting the filly. 2, I never usually say this, but we do have money tied into this filly. A filly that has, as I said, regal bloodlines, I would think a ton of residual broodmare value. And 3, most importantly, for her racing career, I mean, turning her out makes all the sense in the world. So that's where we're at with Twinkle and Hereye. Going to give her a little break, bring her back, probably start her up, depending on how she trains back. I mean, if she looks great and is really turning into a pit bull, then we're probably going to aim for the end of February, first part of March. If she comes back and she just got a so-so, then we'll look to maybe catch some of that winter money end of January and throughout. But both scenarios are viable, both make sense. But for me, we got to take care of the filly first and foremost. So we're going to shut her down and focus on 2022. So that's where we're at with Twinkle and Hereye. I want to bring it to you first. I want to make sure that everybody understood how I arrived on this decision, why I did, and what it looks like moving forward. So, not the end of the world. As I said, showing lots of talent, lots of breeding. Pretty much a no-brainer from where I sit. Take care.